Welcome back. We're getting ready to do our SB run. And so I'm going to reach over and grab. We are for sure upgrading Vienna. Remember, this is a government run. And we're definitely going to fall short in terms of, this was our Y cities. So I'm just going to put that underneath there. We're definitely going to fall short, and here's what I mean. So we have 3-4 trains, which is a wonderful 12. That's a very good, healthy amount. So all of our cities at least are yellow. So we're going to hit all of our cities, and then of course get $60 bonuses for every city after that. The thing I'm worried about is the whistle stops. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. So we have 8 whistle stops, and we need 12. I'm just recounting again. And so I'm at 8 out of 12. And obviously, I'm not going to just get bonuses for having more than what's here, because you can see there's whistle stops everywhere in Austria and Hungary. So we have a lot of track points we can spend chasing those down. And the question becomes is, do we want to? Or should we just upgrade our cities? Because you can see these yellow cities are worth 20, and then the gray cities are worth 60. So each whistle stop is worth 10. And if you upgrade it, it'll be worth 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 we said we had. So we're going to get 80 bucks. Well, actually, we're going to get 160 bucks because we're going to get 20 for each. And we are short $40. So we're going to lose $40. I can spend a lot of track points chasing these whistle stops. And here's what I'm going to do. I think for now, I'm going to just lay a yellow right here. See, this is a nice spot to, it just costs 1 track point to do that. So that gives us 10 more bucks. And then everywhere else I'm seeing I'm gonna have to lay multiple, like I can probably spend 1 track point there, but everywhere else I gotta spend multiple track points to get to it. And then I think the best value I'm going to have is I can upgrade this to 60 or just upgrade these. So 2 for green, 2 for brown, and then 2 for gray. So this is actually 6 track points just to upgrade one of these. So we're going to do that for 6 track points. And I'm just trying to find there we go. And get a gray spot there. So that was 7 track points, and then I have 2 points left. So with the 2 points that I have left, I'm just going to upgrade this to a gray. And why not? So let's get that upgraded like so. Okay, so that was our 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that was our 9 track points. So it's really funny because when we get to this gray zone, you think 9 track points is a lot, but you can see we can burn through it really fast. And good thing we're not having to upgrade whistle stops. I mean, if there was gray whistle stops, we'd be spending our entire lives upgrading track. Okay, so we have a 12 plus 12. Let's do the whistle stops first. So what I have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 20 plus $10 because we laid that 1 track. So 170 there. I'm going to add $40 for the Pullman. So let's get those out of the way. And now we're going to do the cities. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3 $60 cities. So 1, 2, 3 for $60 cities. And then 100 for Vienna. And then 2 $80. So Vienna would be 4. And then the 2 Vienna, or 2 Y cities, grand cities, would be 5 and 6. Okay, and then I count 1, 2, 3 $20 stops. So 27, 8, and 9. And I think 9 is all there is, and I'm checking my board, because your board actually tells you. And there, I'll actually bring it up for you. See, the board says city limit total 9. So we counted up to 9, so we did it perfectly. And when you're doing Italy or anybody, that's on all of these. So, okay, so we hit our 9, and we go to 12. So that means I get to add 3 more 60s. So 10, 11, and 12. And that's $89 a share. So it's not as good as some of the other government companies, but it's right there with them. I mean, it's only a few dollars short of what they did. I mean, I think we had some government companies that got up to 100. But considering the fact that 3 of those cities there are still yellow instead of gray, I mean, those 20s become 60s, right? So that's $12 a share right there. So let's assume that those 3 yellows added another $12 a share. That would put us to $89.99. We'd be at $101 a share. So Austria-Hungary, ignore the fact that I told you that it was a crappy government country. It's actually one of the better ones. I'm actually going to keep this in my mental log for future games. I mean, it looks like it's actually an amazing one, to be quite honest. Okay, so for $89 a share, we own all the shares. That's the thing. So we have all 10 shares. So we're getting $890 for ourselves. So that's amazing. Now granted, we spent $360 a share for 3 of those shares, right? Or no, 4 of those shares. So we spent $1,200 to have the privilege to take all $860. So we still haven't made up our losses yet. Now, granted, out of that $1,200, $600 is actual stock value. So the value of the stock is worth $600. So in all fairness, we only spent $600 to do this. So we spent $600 to be able to bring home 800 and some dollars. Normally we would bring home 60% of that. So yeah, let's figure that out real quick. 890 times 0.6. So 534 is what we would have brought home. And so 890 minus 534, that gave us $356 in profit that we wouldn't have had. So we were spending $360 a share, if you remember. And so we're going to divide that by 2 because $180 is what the share value was worth. So we did that times 4 shares. So we spent $720 more than the shares were worth. So we could have the right to make that $356. Does that make sense? So right now I'm still negative. I spent $720 more to make that $356. So I haven't quite made back the money that I'm supposed to. So that's not necessarily a good thing. But I have shenanigans afoot, and I will talk to you about those in a second. Let me first pay myself before I forget. So I'm grabbing 1,000 here. We're paying ourselves $890, so we got to make $110 and change. Okay, here's the shenanigans afoot. I'm sitting on a cool 1,000, and so for sure I'm selling a 6+6 to SB. So we're going up a whole 2+2 there. So that's amazeballs, first of all. And now the thing that's going to suck is once again, I'm only going to get 1 train in my run. So remember that. I mean, I'm going to, one more time, I'm not going to get full value. So I don't know if that's the right choice. You have to really think it through. I think it is. We're going to get 3 more turns with this company. Well, 2 more turns with the new train. So during the next turn, we're going to only run 1 train, and then we're going to get to do a double run after that with the 8 train. So that's what I'm hoping for, is that 8 train will be worth it. And for $1,000, we have the opportunity, and we're actually going to get 300 more. And just so you know, in case you're curious, any money in the company at the end of the game is worthless to you. So having extra money in your company at the end of the game doesn't do you anything. Okay, so we have that, and now we're going to come over to here, and this is the tougher thing. I have $600. And then this looks like 700, 800, 900. Oh, I easily have $1,000 with him. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to sell this 5 plus 5. And so 2 of these 4 trains are going to go into the market. Now the other government companies are salivating over this, because if you remember, none of the 4 trains actually made it into the market. So these are actually high demand items for, in fact, de Gaulle's wishing, you see those 3 trains there, he could have replaced those, right? So these are going to get snapped up by whoever's lucky enough to go after SB. And guess who that is? It's going to be WW of all companies. So WW is the next government that's going to get to run. And so he's going to get to take both of these. That's crazy. WW is like the most worthless one in the game, but it's how it works. That's how the game goes. So SB does go up in value. And I think, you know, here we're going to have an 11. It's going to go up to 15 plus 15, which I think we're going to be very happy with. The biggest issue we have is still whistle stops. Obviously upgrading these guys too. But so there's a lot to do, and we can help a little bit, but we can't help a lot because our private companies can't upgrade this because we don't have a connection to it. But we can do things like lay track to get to these whistle stops, or we can upgrade the whistle stops that are already there. Now, what would be nice is we could upgrade this, but see, there's no connection to it. So that hurts. And we don't want to lay this with our privates because that's $60. But let me tell you something. Like I told you, I'm sitting on $300 here that I'm not going to use. So I can spend $60 on a mountain and not care because the companies aren't going to do me any good. Now, this one's going to get $230. So let's not forget to pay me there. And he's got a giant stack of money. We probably should start whittling that down. But okay, so we have the 4 plus 4s there. We actually have a 4 plus 4 here. And I don't think that's ever going to get purchased, to be honest with you. A private company could purchase it if it didn't have enough money to buy the 8 train. But so far, I've run every company so well that we haven't run into that situation. But anyways, let's move on. MAV is next. Now, MAV is the only private company that Medici has. And MAV is going to get 6 track points. And Medici's looking at the situation. I mean, he has governments in Italy. He has governments over here. MAV is in Italy, so he could help with the Italy upgrades. And maybe that's what he will do. Because I'm trying to look at what else MAV would do, and I'm not sure if there's anything else MAV would do. He's definitely not going to help us in Austria. You know, there's like a whistle stop here that he can upgrade, so the run from Berlin to Constantinople would get some more upgrades. That's always a possibility, but it's not like a huge deal. It might actually be worth doing because MAV is going to be doing that run where he's going between those. And let's see what trains MAV has. MAV has a 6 plus 6, and that's it. So for sure he's going to do Constantinople. There's no reason not to. And he has a token in Berlin, so he can do Berlin. If he tries to go towards Paris, it gets first of all, Amsterdam's not upgraded. And then you got that yellow city between Amsterdam and where Bell is. So that's not a super valuable route. He can, really what he can do is he can go from Constantinople up to Berlin and then down through Austria. So let's count them here. 1, if he counts Warsaw, that'd be 2, Berlin would be 3, and then the 2 MAV cities in Austria would be 4 and 5, and then Vienna would be 6. So he would get some value out of that. he could try to go through Italy, but there's not a lot of value there for him because the OE bonus is just so much better. So I think what he's going to do is, yeah, he's going to upgrade these yellow whistle stops. So this is 4 points of upgrades right here. And then we're just going to grab, so he just made a brown whistle stop on the track between Constantinople and Berlin. So that's 4 of the 6, and then I'm looking to see if there's anything he can do for just 2 points. And he can help Italy out for 2 points. So that's what he'll do. He'll help Italy here. We'll take this one off and put in a green whistle stop, so that at least is 1 less track point for Italy. And we'll call it a day. So let's go ahead and get his money calculated. So he's got Constantinople for 200. And then he's going to add Warsaw for 80. And then 120 for Berlin. And then 80 for the 2 Austrian Y cities. And then 100 for Vienna. So that's 660. And then he needs to find 6. He can easily get 6 whistle stops because he's going to use all of our stuff that's in Vienna. Or Austria, I mean. So plus 6 times 20. That's a $78 a share run. It's not the greatest in the world, but he only has 1 train, and I guess that is pretty standard for 1 train. 2, 3, 4. He has 6 shares, so he's getting $468. And I'm looking at Mav here because I think somebody else has. Nope, nobody else bought Mav. So that was probably a good move when whoever chose not to buy Mav. I think it was, yeah, it was De Gaulle, because De Gaulle ended up buying BHB instead. So let's see if that turns out to be a good choice. So anyways, I just realized a mistake, so I'm going to go show it to you. BHB, remember, because it's a sold out stock, we moved it this way. It was supposed to move that way. So it was here, and now it's moving up to there, and then it's going to move along the top track. Because the stock was sold out, it goes up. It goes right during normal operations. Okay, so $468, $78 a share. $468, and that is for Mr. Medici. So I'm going to say 69.70, 80, 90, 500. So we're just going to put some tokens back. So he can just take a 500. So that's him. And then I don't think anybody else has Mav. I'm just checking. No, they don't. And Mav, see here, only has a 6+6 train. So now he's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is 800. That's 900. Ooh. He's not going to have enough for 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. He has $980. Okay, it's not the end of the world. For $900, he can still get an 8+8, which he does not want. Instead, I think he's going to just get this for $850. So it's not enough to buy the 5D, but getting a 4D is still a very good accomplishment. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $850, and then that's what he has left over, which I don't think he's really going to use, but that's fine. We keep it in his account because he might use it to plow through some jungle somewhere. Okay, so Mav just improved his train situation tremendously with that. And so here's the thing. The governments aren't going to be taking that 6 train from him because he can't afford to buy any more. So it's that's it. That's what he's going to be stuck with till the end of the game. Obviously, Mav could have bought a 4+4, but who wants to do that at this point when you can buy a 7D or a 4D? Okay, Mav is done, and we are on WW's turn, and then we have BHB. So we're going to be standing on this side for a while. WW is a government over here in Russia. So let me put this down. I'm going to look at the Russia situation. I think we have a lot of upgrades to do, and I'm looking at MKV, the other government. He has 4-8, he's a +11. And then after WW steals those 4 trains that we just gave up, he's going to be at 11 + 11 as well. So we need to have 11 cities, 11 whistle stops. So I'm going to count Finland's off the map here. And then St. Petersburg is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if you count Arkhangelsk, that's 11. So we have 11 gray cities, and that's counting the red zones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes. So if you count all the red zones and the gray cities, we have exactly 11. And right now, MKV is not going to get any better than 11, and neither is WW, because I don't think Lizard's going to sell Lizard has the ability to buy another train, but we triggered end game, so I don't know if he's going to be able to pull it off. Okay, so with that said, now we just need 11 whistle stops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that rule that I explained to you. I'm going to bank them. So if I somehow or another later in the game realize I should have upgraded something, I'll do it. But for now, I'm going to save the time. We're not going to upgrade any more tiles, and let's just get rolling. So WW is a 9 + 9, so we're going to get the best cities we can. So 100 for St. Petersburg, 100 for Moscow, and then 80 for Finland for 3, and then 80 for Kharkov for 4, and then 80 for Sevastopol for 5, and then 80 + 80 for 6 and 7, and those are the 2 Y cities. And then we need 2 more, so I'm just going to add 60 + 60 to finish it off. And then we have a $60 whistle stop, and then we're going to have a 7 × 20 for the rest of the whistle stops. Yes. No. It's 8 × 20, so I'm going to add 20 more. So we're at $94 a share, and then we're going to add $30 for the Pullman. So $97 a share. That's better than our government. So and WW is like the crappiest one in the game. So at $97 a share, he only has 3 shares. So it's $291 for Mr. Troikovsky. So we're going to just add $300, and I'm going to give $10 back. Take a 1. Okay. Now, he's 1 share less than he used to be because of that KBS mistake I made. But that was the cleanest way to resolve that. Okay, moving on. WW is moving up, and BHB is the last one left. I think we're going to be surprised. BHB may not have a lot of stock value, but I think it's going to go for gangbusters. Now, all the Y cities are gone, so BHB cannot upgrade anything else in Germany from that perspective. He can upgrade whistle stops if he wants. And I'm looking at BHB's money. He has a lot. And I think what he wants to do is we're going to get, well, do we need a North Seas token? We don't need a North Seas token. What we're going to do instead, he's going to pay $50 to put down a token. And it's a $40 token. And we're gonna go over here in Liverpool and do the same thing Bell's doing. Now you may see only one spot, but remember it's that missing tile we have. So it's actually a two spot, so he's just put his second spot there. And he's doing this, just to remind everybody, he's doing this so he can go from New York into here and then out London and keep going. So that's the idea. That Y city, of course, is not a very valuable Y city, but everything else is. So we're putting down a token, and now we got to do upgrades. And so he is going to spend 4 points to upgrade this last Birmingham. So we're going to get Birmingham upgraded there. So that's a gray zone. And I think he's going to owe an extra $10 to lay. No, he owes an extra. Here, 10, 20, 30, 40. I think it's $20 per ferry. He had to, when he put that token down, he had to go over a ferry to get connected to it. So there's a fee you have to pay. Okay, he still has 2 more track points because he upgraded the Metropolis, and I think for sure he wants to help out his government. He knows his government's suffering here. So we're going to just do that and get in I think that works. Get in another whistle stop there to help GWR. I don't think GWR has enough track points to upgrade everything. So that's, I think, the situation there. And okay, now we're going to do a run. So he has a 4D and a 6+6. So this is an amazing amount of money. Now, one thing to point out, this increases the value by 4. So this is a $120 stop. That gets doubled. That does count for the doubler. So for the 4D, we're going to go Constantinople, Berlin for 2, Hamburg for 3, London for 4. That's the 4D we're going to do. And all of that's going to get doubled. So the way this is going to work is Constantinople is 100, 120 for Berlin, 120 for Hamburg, and then 120 for London. That's 460. So now we're going to double that times 2. That's 920. And then we get a $100 bonus, because remember, the $100 bonus for the OE run does not count towards the doubler. So now we're at 1,020, and we have a 6+6 train. So this was De Gaulle's big gamble, right? He wanted to buy all these shares, and I think his gamble is going to pay off immensely. So let's do the 6+6 train. We're going to start with New York. So that's 160. Then we're going to come into Liverpool here for 80. Then we're going to go to Birmingham for 100. Then we're going to go to London for 120. So that's 4 of his 6 stops. And then we're going to come up here. Oh, we can't because this is blocked. I was going to say, and then we're going to come here, and then we're going to go to Sweden and get another 120. But what we're going to do is just as good. We're going to go to Lille, and then we're going to hit Paris. So that's what we're going to do. So plus 80 for Lille, and then plus 100 for Paris. Okay, so that's 1660, but we're not done. And just FYI, this is $200. Gonna take 50 back. We would have bought a Pullman. There's no reason we wouldn't have. So we're gonna have a Pullman, and that means $15 would have been added here. So I'm gonna just take 20, take 5 back, and we're gonna check something real quick. This is 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, $45. Oh my gosh, he was $3 short after buying that Pullman. I just wanted, he could have possibly bought the extra train. Okay, so So now we got to add the whistle stops and the Pullman. So the way Pullmans work, remember, it's the level. So this is going to add $70 to a Pullman, not the 4, right? Because normally we just look at these big numbers and people get confused. It's the level that matters. So even though that says a 4, it's still, you add $70, okay? So we're going to add 70 for the Pullman. All right, and we still have to add the whistle stops now. So here's the part that's tricky. So when we came in here like this and then worked our way around. The 4D doesn't care. The 4D went to London and stopped. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whistle stops. No, I'm sorry. So we came in here and we went this way to there and then through and then to Paris. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got him. We got our man. That's Osama bin Laden's been caught. All right, so 6 times 20. Look at that number. $1,850. Has anybody else even come close to that? No, they have not. So BHB, if you remember my strategy discussion, I told you BHB is an awesome company. BHB plus this D company is even awesomer. I know that's not a word, but so it's $185 a share. So he has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shares. So 185 times 7 is $1,295 for Mr. Wellington. So I just grabbed 1,200 and I'm going to grab another 100 and just put $5 back. And so Mr. Wellington is flexing his muscles because that's not even his best company. His best company is going to be Lawnmower, which is crazy, but it's true. So now at $185 a share, we're going to multiply it by 3, and Mr. DeGaulle just got $555, and that is going to go a long way towards making up his deficit in terms of winning the game. And it's going to go a long way because BHB is way behind the other stocks in terms of value. But BHB just went up by $15. So it's better than a kick in the butt. Okay, so that was 555. 555. We're giving all that to Mr. DeGaulle. And Mr. DeGaule's flexing some muscle there. And that brings us to the end of the operating round. This next operating round is the very final operating round that we can do where we can buy trains and add track. Then we're going to do a stock round, and then after that, it's a double blitz round where nobody can lay track, nobody can buy trains. We're just going to do our best run and then multiply it by times 2. And then the game's over. So I'm going to close out here at 33 minutes. I forgot to delete the previous videos, so I'm running out of disk space. So let me close this at 33, and I'll see you in a few seconds.